Hello, everyone. So this class is on when did you first? This is also a fluency class, a class to practice speaking as much as possible. And the students will go through all kinds of different questions and answers. For example, I'll show you the slides. Show the. Uh, Okay, and so when did you first? And depending on the level of the students, we might be able to be, they might talk a little or they will talk a lot. So, um, so when did you first? These are the different slides. So when did you first go on holiday by yourself? When did you first drive a car? When did you first have a car accident? When did you first go on a date? When did you first have a part-time job? When did you first give a speech? When did you eat raw fish? When did you first travel to another country? When did you first ride a bicycle? When did you first shoot a gun? So those are some of the things that we will go over today as we go through this conversation class. Hi, Rafa. Welcome. Hello?
Hello.
Okay,
Hello
hi.
again.
Hello. It's been a long time since I've seen you.
It's always is a pleasure. See you.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to see you, even though it's only been about 3 minutes. So,
Perhaps I
yeah.
only could stay at the class for half an hour, but
Okay.
I try to.
Okay. Will you be going to work after this? Or
No, I'll go to play paddle with my friends to play
oh,
tennis,
okay.
similar to tennis.
Oh, awesome. Are you retired?
I'm I'm trying to be retired. No,
Okay.
still I I work for my own office
Oh, okay.
as
You have
psychologist, and but
uh-huh.
I am thinking to be retired in the next 2 years.
Okay. So you're working towards retirement.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. And you have a home office, and that's always really nice. I yeah, I've told some of my classes that 6 weeks ago I was working for a company as a corporate trainer, and
Mm.
decided I want to work from home and I want to teach English again. And since I've been teaching English more or less part time for the last 3 or 4 years, I decided to go right back into full time, and it's been so wonderful. And there's
Mm.
flexibility, and you can choose your times, and it's
Mhm.
wonderful. And I love verbling. It's been great. I've
Yeah.
um, really.
Traveling is so interesting, and perhaps it's the future, at least in my opinion,
Uh
about
huh.
teaching English because it's so easy for the students. It's
Uh huh.
cheaper than other ways, and it's
Mhm.
so interactive, very
Yeah.
dynamic. You can
Yeah.
choose, you can find different teachers with different styles. Ev- Every time you get something from the teacher and from the students,
Mhm.
and the participation. Well, the only pros and cons. The only cons,
Uh huh.
in my opinion, is when the class is so crowded with 10 people, it's so difficult to participate. I I think it's
Mhm.
better to have classes with 5 students, even though it was more expensive, but I think
Uh huh.
it's more interesting for us
Uh
because
huh.
when there are 10 people, I think it's very difficult for the teacher to manage with so many people, perhaps. But for the students, it's so difficult, at least in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
But
You know,
it's the future.
I was actually working in the industry teaching online when it first started, and so much of the students were not ready for it. And it was and now that I left and I came back, it's like, oh, this is so great, you know. So many people are enthusiastic, and this is great. So anyway, hello, Carmen. Where are you calling from?
Hello, Holly. Hello, Rafa. I'm coming from Spain.
You're from Spain too.
Yeah.
Now, are we gonna have a completely Spanish class today?
Oh, I don't know.
Have you guys ever had a class with everybody from the same country at Verbling?
No.
I have twice now, and I've only been here a week. A couple days ago, I think yesterday, I had 2 or 3 students from Saudi Arabia, and then maybe 2 or 3 days ago, I had 5 or 6 students, all from Brazil.
Oh my God.
Well, you've got 2 Spaniards now.
Yeah, I got 2. So is this going to be the Spain class? And the reason that I love I'm really enjoying Verbling is because I can teach intercultural. You know, we can talk about, well, what's it like in your country? What's it like in your country? And stuff like that. And I've always done that every time I have students from different countries.
The thing is, as I concerned, I'm very glad to have joined Verbling. I've been here for about a year and a half, and the only thing that really puts me off a little bit is that at the beginning they had French classes, Italian classes, and Russian classes, and they had just left it. They dropped it because there were no enough students in the class, and now they have just left the English and Spanish. But on the other hand, I think it's great.
Yeah, and well, I just like how it's organized. I was back in the day, back in 2006, 2007, 2008, when it really started to become popular. I was part of different. I can think of 3 different companies like Verbling that are no longer in business today.
Colingo. The only one I know is Colingo. Well, it was Colingo.
The one I'm thinking of one is Edufier, and the other one is Teacher James, and they were out of Taiwan. And then another one was Culture Link Online, and they were out of Japan. And Edufier was huge, and I went to sign up for them when I decided to go back 6 weeks ago, to go back into full-time teaching and freelancing, and they weren't there. I was like, what happened? So I had to look. I Googled it and looked for press releases, but it was really funny. So, but at the time, back in 2006 and 2007, the consumers or the students were not ready yet. But now. But now you guys, we're all ready for this, and even the teachers are ready for it. Where I used to do teacher training, and I had one teacher told me, I can't teach that way. I have to smell my students. I said, no, I'd rather not smell my students. So, hi, Tatiana. So do you guys know each other?
No.
Hello.
Never heard.
Okay. Tatiana is Russian, but she lives in Turkey. So she's our local expat. If you guys know the word expat.
No.
Yeah.
Expat. It's actually short for
I know.
Okay. Short for expatriate. So and then there's Tatiana. There's Rafa. He is from Spain, and then there's Carmen from Spain. Are you guys? What parts of Spain are you from?
I'm from Valencia, the East Coast.
East Coast, okay. And Rafa, where are you from?
I'm from Madrid, the capital, in the middle.
I need to look at a map. I never got to Spain. I got to the closest I got to when I lived over there was to Madeira.
Madeira?
Madeira, Portugal.
But this Portugal, yes, that's right.
Funchal. Mm-hmm. So that's the closest, and then I did get to Paris, and so that's also close to Spain. But so anyway, so the top again this class, the first two this is a 4 classes that I've taught so far, and the first 2 were pretty grammar oriented or vocabulary focused, and then last class was very fluency focused, and this class also is fluency focused, and if any, this is a picture of my other computer. These are the 3 little munchkins that my sister adopted. They're now older. This is when they were. These 2 were just under 2 years old, and she was 3.
Okay.
So,
but so cute.
Yeah, and they're adorable now. And now my sister has 2 other children that they're fostering, and we're hoping that the parents can get them back. But if they don't, then they might adopt the other 2, so they might have 5. So anyway, and that's my niece. If I'll give you a slideshow. She graduated from the University of Wyoming, and she's 25 now. So, but anyway, let me get my PowerPoint up. Bear with me a moment. But I always have my computers on, always showing different pictures every couple minutes. So, okay.
I'm sorry, how can we say in English language this dress which graduates put on?
It's a graduation gown.
Ah, graduation gown.
Graduation gown, and actually, in American academia, those graduation gowns are actually different for every level of education. And like when I went to her graduation, I was able to explain to my mom, okay, that professor only has a master's degree. That one has a PhD. You know, and the colors and they have colors for the discipline, and they have colors for the university they attended. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What is in English judge gown? Judge gown.
Graduation.
No. For example, in a court.
Yeah, it's also a gown as well.
As well.
Yeah, I guess they just call it a gown. The judges wear.
In Russian, it's mantia.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
Mantia.
Is it a different word than the? What do you guys look like when you graduate from university? Do you have gowns or any different clothes or?
In Russia, we haven't got any gown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is, I think, an American
Only party
thing.
dress.
Okay. that's the way it is in Finnish and in Finland too. So, okay, so let's go ahead and talk. So the goal is to actually talk as long as you can about the different topics. And the question is, when did you first? So all 4 of us will be able to talk about when we first did something and ask people questions. And the more you ask, like, so tell me more, or explain this, or whatever. Okay. So when did you first? First one is, when did you first go on holiday by yourself? And before you ask this question, humor me, because I'm American and I've written this material in British English. What is the American word for holiday?
Vacation.
Vacation. All right, you guys are good. Okay, thank you. Okay, so when did you first go on holiday by yourself? So, Rafa, why don't you tell us first?
Yeah, related to this question, my mind goes when I was 18 and I went to Ibiza with my mates, and we enjoy a lot in that precious island from Spain, Ibiza. We went there from Madrid in a little car, 5 or 6 people in the car. Was only permitted for people, but we were There are 6 arrived from Valencia to Ibiza. Valencia is where Carmen is born. In a ferry, we were to Ibiza. Ibiza was a beautiful place without houses, only little towns, lot of trees, pines, green areas surrounding for beaches. We enjoy a lot there. Because also, for another reason, there were a lot of people from Finland, from Sweden, from other countries from the north of Europe, and we met them and enjoying parties at the whole day, on the night, renting apartment, visiting every place, diving in beaches, snorkeling, having paella and other beautiful dishes, and enjoy with people in Ibiza. People in Ibiza is pretty nice, so calm, so relaxing. They looks like they are chilling out every time. You can enjoy in everywhere with the sunny beaches. This is the first vacation I remind going for by myself.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thanks. Now I was Googling Spain while you were talking, and but it's my bandwidth is not okay. Now I've got Google Maps here, so I thought maybe you guys could show me on the map where you guys went. So
Yeah.
okay, so
in the
so you live in Madrid, right?
Yeah.
And where did you travel to?
To Valencia is in the right side.
Right here?
The East
okay.
Coast. The East Coast.
Yeah, there. There live Carmen, and the next island in the Mediterranean, a little island there.
Island.
On the right island is Ibiza.
Okay, Ibiza. Okay, right here. So here to there. Yeah, because this is a really popular place for Finns to go to. I've heard a lot about that. So okay, and that was I'm like I think I need to go back to Europe. Anyway, okay. So next person, Rafa, why don't you choose who answers that question?
Carmen, when did you first go on vacation by yourself?
Okay, well, actually, it wasn't a holiday because I went to London to work as an au pair for the summer, and but that was my first time alone because I'd already been abroad, but either with my family or with a group of students or something. But that was my first time alone. So I was 18 at that time, and I stayed 3 months in Sutton. That's in Surrey. That's just near London, about half an hour by train. That's the south of England. Sutton.
Okay. See if it'll come up. It's choosing not to cooperate. Okay, now it's coming. So Sutton.
That is London.
So
that's the
south part of England or south part of London?
Croydon? The south part of London.
There's Croydon. Is that Croydon?
Yeah, it's near
Croydon. Sutton right here.
No, it's Sutton. That's it, absolutely. Sutton. That's it. We found it. Because I never seen Google Maps.
Yeah, I did. I can't believe I did. Yeah. So it's like, shall we move in and see if we can find your house? No. So at 18, did you find there were a lot of cultural differences for you working in a British home? Or what was your? Tell us a little bit about your experience.
Well, for me it was great. I thought it was very rewarding. I was just trying to to find different, a different culture. It's true that I've already been there, because I've been going to England since I was a little girl, because I've got relatives in there. But that's the first time I went alone and I went to work.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is I stayed 3 months in a Jewish family.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it was quite strange because, I was 18 at that time, and the eldest boy had 16. So it's not that I was looking after them.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, for me, it was just such a great experience because, you feel alone and you feel that, you've got to take care of yourself. Your parents are not there. You cannot count on them to help you out when you've got problems. So for me, it was just great.
Awesome.
Even though it was not a holiday, but I took it like that.
Awesome. Yeah. Especially since the kids were older, so that helped. Totally helped a lot. So, and did you improve your English because of that experience?
Yes, I think so, because there was no Spaniards around, so I concentrated on that. So for me, it was completely. That's what everything. I think everybody should do that. Once because it's a gap year. They call it a gap year when you finish before going to university. And I think it gives you've got time to visit around and see different cultures and practice your speaking skills. And for me, it was very rewarding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just to let you know about the gap year, it's actually a British English. It's a concept in the UK. The Americans haven't caught on to that.
How do you call
it? We don't really have a word for it because it's not normal for us to take off for a year and to travel and. Oh, okay. Thank you, Rafa. You did say you'd have to leave eventually, so.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay.
So you go straight to university. You don't take a gap year.
Most people go straight to university, or they might take a gap year, but it's usually like, okay, so what are you doing? Why are you? Where I personally, like you, like the idea of a gap year for a lot of students because so much of the time when we're 18, we really don't know what we want.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And so forth. So, having the chance to just have a gap year and to experience the world is really good. But it's just not part of my culture.
But what I heard a lot of times Americans take that and they go to Europe. So when do they do that? After they have already graduated?
It just I would say that a majority of Americans don't ever do it. So, but like say for example, my cousin did it. He went to an exchange. He went to Austria to a university there, and dropped out after a semester. I don't even think he made it a full semester, and then he traveled the rest of the time. But he's unusual in the fact that he has traveled to many countries, and he's a language teacher as well, and he teaches Spanish to middle school. And most of the people that I know that have done it are usually they are in the minority. But it's starting to become more common. But I think for Americans, the bigger thing would be taking the 3-week super trips to Europe.
But after graduating?
Sometimes after graduating, sometimes just anytime they get the opportunity. But I wish that this gap year idea was more common than it is. I do know like a lady a girl in my mom's church is just left for Palestine. And my mom is very upset about it. Oh, that's so dangerous! It's so dangerous. And she's 18, but she also she was homeschooled the whole time. She didn't actually go to school, so it's it is still in the minority for kids to take a gap year anymore.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, let's go on. Carmen, can you ask? We've got Roxana here from Russia. Hello, Roxana. Welcome. You switched places with Igor, it looks like. So, and then Tatiana. Tatiana's our local expat, Russian from Turkey. No, Russian. Yeah, Russian living in Turkey. So Carmen, can you ask them this question?
Yeah, I'm going to ask Tatiana because she was here in the room before. So, Tatiana, can you tell us about the first time you went on holiday by yourself?
Hiking?
No, on holidays. The first time you
went on holidays. You know, I've never been on holidays myself. I was with my mom. It was the first holiday in my life when I was a child. Maybe I was 10 years old, and we went to Georgia. Georgia, it was my first experience when I travel a lot. Georgia. It's the former country which was in Russia, in Soviet Union, and it was we haven't got any problems to get there. And the first impression was from this country a lot of pardon.
Google Maps was wrong. Look, they went to the state of Georgia instead of the country of Georgia.
Yeah, that's in that state.
Google.
It's in Spain.
No, in the United States. There's another city called Georgia.
There's a state called Georgia, and this is Georgia, and then down here is Florida. Right here is Georgia and Florida. And so, you know, I typed in Georgia, hoping that the Google Maps would go to the right country, but no.
I see.
But anyway,
it's in Caucasus, near maybe Azerbaijan. It's Elbrus Mountain. You know, I'm from Russia, but I live near the mountains Elbrus, and we lived in near mountains Elbrus. It's foot mountain, but other side there is Georgia.
Okay, you lived in the foothills. And is Georgia still part of Russia, or is it an independent country now?
No, independent.
It is independent. That's why it's so weird that Google Maps did that. I wonder if there's. I'm not even going to try, but that's weird. So, because I was under the impression that it was an independent country. So, yes, Carmen, we are going to learn a lot of geography. So you went with your mom, and how old were you when you did this?
I was maybe 8, maybe 7. I don't exactly remember.
Okay.
I know that I finished the first form. As I say, I go to school at 7, but 1 month ago it was I was 8. And what I want to say about Georgia, first my impression was from the elevator. It was, if I want to use elevator, I need to put money.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know exactly. I can't say about whole Georgia. I don't know exactly, but where we were, we need to put money. But you know, I remember it was a very huge elevator. There is glasses, and there is water there. Yes, if I put money and the elevator gets me to floor which I need. If I want to drink water, I just push the button and I can drink water. There is a glass there. Yes, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
the next fact that there are a lot of women in red dresses. I was very impressed by this. They like I don't know now because it was a long time ago, but there are a lot of women who wear black dresses.
Was it before the Soviet Union broke up or after?
It's during.
Okay.
And it's interesting for me their words. For example, word "mama" it means dad.
Oh.
Dad. Grandfather it means mama.
Oh, wow.
Dada, mama. Baby, grandmother. Papa, granddad.
So completely different.
Yeah, completely different. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Neat.
And now Georgia wants to. Now I know that Georgia wants to be a touristic center, and now they write in the street. You can see George language at the same time English.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're trying to go bilingual and try to get more international.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
If you, for example, in Georgia, people like to drink wine. Mm-hmm. It's very popular, and this is maybe the ancient country with wine tradition. And if people drank a lot and they don't want to drive the car, they may call police, and police may take them to their home free.
Wow.
Without any pain. Yes.
Wow. That's neat.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And I was impressed. Pardon?
I was going to quickly give you feedback, but continue.
Okay.
Okay. I just wanted to say I wrote on the chat, instead of whole Georgia, I don't know about whole Georgia, you would say I don't know about all of Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can continue.
Yeah, I was impressed by laundry. After washing the laundry, to dry the laundry, you can see a lot of laundry on a balcony. They didn't hide them.
Oh, okay. That's actually the same in Korea. Korea just puts it on the balcony, so. All right.
It's just the same in Russia, but sometimes people now build, how can I say, cover the balcony.
So they don't, for privacy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Roxana. Oh, Tatiana, can you ask Roxana that question? Thank you very much, Tatiana, for sharing. I want to go to Georgia now. It's like I want to go to Spain. I want to go to Georgia. I want to go to Colombia. Anyway, can you ask?
Come to Turkey. Come to Caucasus.
Okay.
Who can I ask question? Roxana.
Roxana, yeah.
Roxana, when did you first go on holiday by yourself? This question, yeah?
Yeah.
Roxana, when did you go on holiday by yourself? Roxana, hello.
Roxana, are you there? She must have walked away or something happened, or maybe her audio stopped working. If your audio stopped working, Roxana, just go in, get out of that browser, come back in in a new browser. So, anyway, let's go on to the next question. When did you first drive a car? So, Carmen, when did you first drive a car?
I was So was it summer I went to London? So it was in March. Yes, I got my driving lessons in March, April, something like that, when I was 18. And I, of course, my parents couldn't buy me a brand new car, so I used my mom's car for a while. And but I've got to say I'm very bad. I'm a very bad driver.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm very sensible about it, and I try to do the right things. But I'm kind of sloppy person, I'm not. Sometimes I don't know if I have to turn left, if I have to turn right. So it's like, and I don't like driving. I mean, I have to drive because it gives me independence. But in fact, I'm not a good driver, and I don't like driving. But I need it. So, but I was 18 at that time too. So
do you have your car now, or do you still borrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yes.
Yeah. So welcome, Antonio. This is his very first Verbling class. So we want to welcome you real quickly. We can actually turn on our cameras, and you can see us. Here I am from Idaho. And Antonio, where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Spain, okay. So this is kind of a Spanish-Russian class today. So we have you and Carmen from Spain, and earlier we had Rafa from Spain, and then we have Roxana and Tatiana, who are Russian, and then we had Igor from Russia as well, who stopped in for a few minutes. So I am from the U.S. So welcome. So a question for you, Antonio. When was the first time you drove a car?
Well, the first time I drove a car was with my father. He wanted to give me some classes, and before I got my driving license. Well, I practiced with him, but it was a very bad teacher.
Dads usually are.
He was very nervous with a very nervous situation with my father.
Yeah, I've heard that parents really should not teach their kids to drive. Does everybody agree?
Well, I also want to write something, but I'm going to say it just in the way. My father used to give me classes too before I got my driving lessons. So it was about 3 or 4, and then he said that you're hopeless, and we just stopped because he wasn't going to take the risk anymore.
Well, my dad also. When I was young, we could get our license at 14 years old, and I started. I got my driver's permit when I was 15, and my dad said, "I'll teach you," and so he started to teach me, and then I ended up turning a corner too fast, and I froze, and I actually did not drive again until I was 24.
You were scared of it.
Yeah, so I got really scared, and then I moved abroad, and I lived abroad for a long time, so I didn't actually really start driving until I was 40, and I'm 45 now, so I'm still a fairly new driver. So, but I spent a lot of years not driving and was very scared of it for many years. So, anyway, Tatiana, when did you first drive a car? Or have
you? The first time when I drive car, it was maybe when I was 23 or 24 years old. But it was just like experience. But I haven't got driving license. I got driving license when I was 27 years old.
Okay, so a little bit later.
Yeah. I went to school, driving school. I went to driving school, and maybe after 3 weeks, I passed exams and got driving license.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I drove the car maybe 5 years. Then I sold the car, and now I don't drive car.
Okay, so now you just don't drive. I was a non-driver, even with a driver's license, for a lot of years, just because I lived in big cities. I lived in Europe. You don't need a car in Europe, do you? What do you think?
That's true.
So compared to the U.S., you don't need one. So Roxana, when was the first time you drove a car?
I think she's stuck in there. I guess it's not.
Excuse me?
I think she's just stuck in there. She's not there. I mean,
Yeah.
we can see her, but
Yeah, or maybe maybe somebody came up or something. Who knows? That happens every once in a while, as you know. So let's go on to the next question. Has anybody here ever had a car accident? When was the first time you have had a car accident? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay, talk to us. Talk to us, Antonio.
Once I went to Sevilla, Seville, yes, in English. I didn't know the city, but now I don't know the city also. How is the map of the city where the streets are? I was looking for a direction. I didn't see the signals, and I crashed my car into another car.
Ooh.
It was not very dangerous or very a big accident, but
So
it was my first accident with the car.
We call that actually a fender bender. When it is a fender bender, it's slang, and it's when it's a small accident. You know that it doesn't cause a lot of damage. There's still some damage, but not too much. You can still drive your cars away and stuff. That's a fender bender. So, I kind of got in a car accident a year ago in May. So like a year and a half ago. I was in the mountains of Oregon, and I had a foreign exchange student from Switzerland who had lived with me, and then she came back to visit, and I was taking her to Oregon to meet her brother. And when I was driving back, we decided to not take the freeway, but to go through the mountains. And it was about 11 o'clock at night, and I was driving. I was actually driving quite slow for me, and I was going around because it was a very curvy mountain. So I was going around the mountain, and I turned a curve, and a big deer jumped out in front of me and hit the side of my car, and then turned around and ran back up, and
Wow.
I continued driving, and it freaked me out. I just continued driving, and the whole time I thought, they're going to put me in prison for hit and run. So a hit and run accident is when you hit something and don't stay. But I freaked out, and I didn't stop the car, and my mom's husband was with me. He was 78 at the time, and he said, "Holly, stop. I'll drive." And because he knew I was just freaked. And when I finally stopped the car, like maybe 20 miles later, he couldn't get out the door because the door had smashed in, and so I so I just continued driving, and I drove for another hour and a half before we found the first hotel, and we stopped. And we were going to drive. We were going to drive all the way home, and it was $2,000 damage. And thankfully, I had very good insurance, and I only had to pay $100. So that was very nice. So anyway, Carmen, Tatiana, have you guys ever had a car accident?
No, just fender bender.
Just fender benders, just small ones.
Yeah, just fender bender. It was maybe after 1 year since I got driving license. I felt myself like a professional driver. I think it's the dangerous time of all drivers. I remember. No. It was first time after 3 months after getting a license, because I drove along the street. Driving? And there was traffic light, and it was green. I should go, but the car in front of me stopped, and because there one woman went across the street, and I was afraid, and I pressed speed pedal instead of brake pedal. Yes.
Oh no. So you didn't hit her, did you?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Did you get it? Did you?
I paid money for car which was in front of me, and I pay money for repairing my car. It was not very huge price, maybe $300. I haven't got any insurance, and I paid myself.
Yeah. So so you had to pay it yourself because of no insurance. Is insurance required in Spain?
Of course.
It is? Oh, okay.
If you bump into me, who's going to pay for the expenses?
Yeah, because in the States you can get a ticket for not having having insurance.
Yeah, he too. That's it.
Okay, so when was the first time you went on a date? Tatiana.
Pardon?
When was the first time you went on a date?
Oh my God, on a date. Maybe
so
when I was 14 years old.
Yeah, do you remember the boy's name?
What?
Do you remember the boy's name?
No. No, I didn't. But it was only first time, and it was only once. It was first and once. After that, I've never met this guy before. After.
Oh, really? Okay, so the first time you ever, first and last.
We've met on a disco club. Not club. It's a popular place for disco in school in former Russia.
Oh. Okay.
And we met at school, and he invited me to the sea because I live in Ukraine that time, and we went to the sea, and we maybe walked during 1 hour or maybe 1.5 hours, and I found out that this guy didn't suit me because we have different interests.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How about you, Antonio? When was the first time you went on a date?
I don't remember.
Were you 12, 13?
No. Maybe I was older than this. I think that when I was 17, more or less, I remember one girl that I met when I was with a mate because I joined a tuna. I don't know if you know this kind of group. A group of people who play guitars and mandolins and in order to get money.
Okay.
And we went to Marbella here in Malaga. And I I met a girl who lived in where I was studying at the university. So he gave me she gave me her telephone number. When I went to Cartagena, where I was studying at the university, I called her, but it wasn't a good experience because she wasn't interested in me.
Yeah, I understand. Carmen, how about you?
I'd say the same as Tatiana. I was 13 at the time. It was a kind of disco, but this kind of disco when for underages, no alcohol permitted and that sort of thing. So we would just dance to the rhythm, meet each other, and that's it. So in fact, he was the first one I went out with, and it was not bad. I mean, we liked each other, but it lasted just for a few months because then I moved to the city. So my parents went to the city. But I recall it like my first experience, like being in love with someone, feeling that feeling, and it's cute. It's it.
No question. Ask that again.
So that feeling that was really cute, that was sweet, because it was your first love and you're completely infatuated by someone head over heels, and that's something that the first one, your first love is something that you will never have
forget.
Experienced before, because it's a new emotions, not feelings.
Yeah, exactly. And another word you can use, an alternative, is a crush on someone. That's usually less than love. But the first time when you usually always remember your first crush, and that's usually the person you probably never dated them, but it was a first boy or first girl that you actually liked. Your first
but that's different, wholly no, because when you get a crush on someone, you like someone, but you don't necessarily have to get out with him.
Exactly. It's a little
you only
bit
fancy him. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. So usually you get your first crush when you're about, at least for girls, when they're about 8 or 9 years old. So and usually it's like an older brother's friend or something. So yeah. So and I think I was trying to remember I remember I was asked out on a date when I was in high school, but I didn't go, and I didn't go with them for various reasons. But I think the first time I went on a date was when I was in college, when I was 18, which was actually quite late. But it was a roomies. We called it a roomies night out, and we all lived in the dormitory. And what happened on that is your roommate, everybody. There's like 12 rooms on a floor and 2 girls in each room, and each girl got their roommate a date, and then the whole floor would go, the entire group would go out on a date. So I think the first one, I don't think I really even talked to this guy, so I don't even think I can consider it a date. I think there was a couple other guys from college, but I can't remember the very first one.
So I never heard that before. So is your roommate the one who is going to find you someone?
Yeah, the roommate would find you a date. Yeah, the roommate would arrange it, and then everybody goes together. Yeah, it's kind of a fun thing. Towards the end of my college career, I stopped participating. And just because I was just too busy with work and stuff like that. But the first few years, it was really fun. So, okay, we're gonna go. We have one more that we do. Okay, let's see. Bear with me. was on my wrong screen. Okay. When did you last have a part-time job? Or when was your first part-time job? When was your first? So, Tatiana.
Yeah.
Your first part-time job.
First job. Maybe after graduating college.
Really?
It was my first job.
Okay. And what did you do?
Yes. My first profession is a dancer. I finished choreography college. And but not I can dance myself and can teach children or adults dancing.
Oh wow!
And after college I start working as a teacher dancing.
Okay.
Teacher of dance.
Yeah, and just to go over pronunciation real quick, choreography.
Choreography, yeah.
Yeah, choreography.
Choreography. No. Wait. The first my job was you can't believe, but it's true. When I was at the first course of choreography college, a New Year party, I was Santa Claus.
Oh, that's a part-time job. That's interesting. Did they figure out that you were a woman?
No, because it was in a kindergarten.
Oh wow! Wow.
It was in the kindergarten because I'm 1 meter and 70 centimeters.
Okay, so you're very tall. You're as tall as I am, actually.
I'm tall, and maybe that's why they decided to choose me for Santa Claus.
Yeah. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah. I didn't earn much money, but it was good experience, and it was during 1 week, and then after this kindergarten they invited us to take part in a chocolate fabric chocolate plant.
Oh really?
Yeah. Oh, it was great holiday or great party in my life.
Chocolate, yeah. Oh man, I'm jealous.
Because I ate a lot of chocolate and got a lot of presents from there.
How fun! How fun! Wow, I wish we had time to go over everybody else's. So we're almost out of time. Antonio, I hope you enjoyed your very first Verbling class. And
yes,
and you can join many more. From my understanding, is you can drop in any class that you see, depending on, of course, on the type of subscription you have, at any time. I've seen people come into my class 10 minutes before the end, and I think it's totally fine. But welcome. I came to Verbling just 1 week ago, and I'm having so much fun because we have so many great people that are part of Verbling, and so
thank you very much.
Thank you, gals, and you guys have a great, as they say in Finnish, Hyvä päivä jatkoa. Continue to have a great day, and I'm going to bed now since it's 2 in the morning. So.
Okay. Have a good night's sleep. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Antonio.
Bye bye.
Thanks.
Sorry,
Bye.
one question. When is your next class, please?
My next class is at noon my time, so it's in about it's about 10 hours from now.
10 hours from now.
Yeah. My next class, but there's other teachers that are teaching.
Antonia, but you've got English classes all through the day, anytime.
Anytime. Any hour. Sometimes it's very rare that there's not a class you can drop into.
That's it.
So, yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.